He doesn't drink, but he's not a bad gangster. Are you, Tom?
On the day that I was born,
No, that's the wrong one. Oh, it is.
it was a cold and frosty morn. in that famous suburb known as Woolloomooloo.
Woolama what?
It was down in Riley Street that my folks first heard me bleat.
Bleh.
'Cause at the time I'd nothing else to do.
Lazy sod.
Oh, my mother died of fright when she saw me in the light.
He's horrible.
My father thought he'd send me to the zoo,
Good job, too.
but I owe a lot to him, 'cause he taught me how to swim when he heaved me off the pier at Woolloomooloo. And oh, my name is McCarthy, and I'm a rorty party, a rough and tough as an old man kangaroo.
Skippy!
Some people say I'm crazy, I don't work because I'm lazy, and I tag along with the booze and throng the push from Woolloomooloo. When I was just a lad, I went straight away to the bad. Arrogance so hard you'd strike me blue. But the government was kind and they didn't seem to mind. In Darlinghurst I spent a night or two. Well, the judge gave me a stare and he said, "You're there." They heaved me into jail, you understand. They gave me clothes, they cut my hair, and I didn't seem to care. And every night you'd find me in the van. And oh, my name it is McCarthy, and I'm a rorty party, a rough and tough as an old man kangaroo.
Bloody galah.
Some people say I'm crazy, I don't work because I'm lazy, and I tag along with the booze and throng the push from Woolloomooloo. Better have an instrumental, I reckon. Well, I spent some years in jail till I began to quail, and I resolved to live upon a different lane. And I enlisted in the ranks of the Salvation Army cranks. You can bet I made the bloody business pay. And hallelujah, he's a lout, and I knows me way about.
Us too.
I kids the mugs that I'm converted to. And all the lasses there are mash, and I'm never short of cash. And I beats me drum all over Woolloomooloo. And oh, my name it is McCarthy, and I'm a rorty party, I'm rough and tough as an old man kangaroo. Some people say I'm crazy, I don't work because I'm lazy, and I tag along with the booze and throng the push from Woolloomooloo. Oh, my name it is McCarthy, and I'm a rorty party, a rough and tough as an old man kangaroo. Some people say I'm crazy, I don't work because I'm lazy, and I tag along with the booze and throng the push from Woolloomooloo.
When first I left old island shores, the answers we were told, as our folks in Australia could pick up lumps of gold. While gold is laying on the streets, the miner's right was free. Hurrah, says I, me loving mates, that's just the place for me. With me swaggle on me shoulder, Black Billy in my hand, I travel bushes of Australia like a true-born native man. And when we came to Melbourne town, we're all prepared to slip and get even with the captain. We scuttled from the ship, and all the girls in Melbourne town threw up their hands with joy, shouting one unto another, "Here comes the Irish boy, with me swag all on me shoulder, Black Billy in my hand." I travel the bushes of Australia like a true-born native man. We steered our course for Geelong town and northwest to Ballarat, where some of us got mighty thin, but some got sleek and fat. Some tried their luck at Bendigo and some at Fiery Creek. I made me fortune in a day, but blew it in a week. With me swag all on me shoulder, Black Billy in my hand. I travel the bushes of Australia like a true-born native man. Boys, travelling music. So for many a long a year I have travelled round to each new field about. I made and spent full many a pound till the alluvial petered out. And as for any job of work, I am prepared to try. But now I found these tucker tracks, I will stay here till I die. With me swag all on me shoulder, Black Billy in my hand. I travel the bushes of Australia like a true-born native man. With me swag all on me shoulder, Black Billy in my hand. I travel the bushes of Australia like a true-born native man. Just count us in.
There once three jolly young fellows came over the hill together. Came over the hill together to have a jolly good spree. They treaded them down upon the ground, and each man swore he'd spend a pound, and they would have glasses all around. When Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new. First come in was a tinker, good lord, he was no drinker. Good lord, he was no drinker, to join this jovial crew. And he threw his old kettle, my songs are made of the finest metal. Oh lord, how his hammer and tongs did rattle. When Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new. So they called for more pots and more pints and more glasses, and didn't they all get tired as asses? And oh, what fun they had with the lasses. When Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new. The next to come in was a mason with his hammer and chisel to face them. his hammer and chisel to face them and join this jovial crew. And he threw his old hammer against the brick wall, and he said that the churches and chapels might fall, and that would give work to masons all. When Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new, so they called for more pots and more pints and more glasses, and didn't they all get tired as asses, and oh, what fun they had with the lasses. When Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new. Next coming was a barber, he swore he came from Scarborough. He swore he came from Scarborough to join this jovial crew. And he threw his old razor against the brick wall, and he said that the maidens would shave and all, and that would give work to barbers all. When Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new, so they called for more pots and more pints and more glasses, and didn't they all get tired as asses, and oh, what fun they had with the lasses. When Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new, yes, they called for more pots and more pints and more glasses, and didn't they all get tired as asses, and oh, what fun they had with the lasses. When Jones's ale was new, me boys, when Jones's ale was new.
At the Bobble Wobble wedding, oh, they came from far and wide. The girls to show their dresses and the blokes to kiss the bride. The service was all dignified and everything was slow until the wedding breakfast, when the beer began to flow. Oh, the joy, oh, the fun. Once a Bobble Wobble wedding had begun. At the Bobble Wobble wedding, they just got the tucker down. The beer, it made them matey and nobody wore a frown. The speeches were all snappy, you could fit them in your eye, and the bridegroom sure was tongue-tied when the time came to reply. Oh, the joy,
Oh, the joy,
oh, the fun.
oh, the fun.
Once the Bobble Wobble wedding had begun. At the Bobble Wobble wedding, they all sang the old grey mare. She just ain't what she used to be to make the toast seem rare. The mother of the bride got up and she began to shout, "How'd you know, you flaming dills, you'd never tried me out?" Oh, the joy,
Oh, the joy,
oh, the fun.
oh, the fun.
Once a Bobble Wobble wedding had begun. At the Bobble Wobble wedding, oh, the bride was nearly full. The bridegroom passed out on the floor while moaning like a bull. Parked behind the piano were the bridesmaids pitching woo at the Bobble Wobble wedding, where they really drank some brew. Oh, the joy,
Oh, the joy,
oh, the fun.
oh, the fun.
Once a Bobble Wobble wedding had begun. What about a tune? Wobble wedding, oh, the air was full of cheer, with singing John Brown's body and the face that had no beer. They sang the road to Gundagai and really sounded gone. Then someone spilled a jug of beer and then the fight was on. Oh, the joy,
Oh, the joy,
oh, the fun.
oh, the fun.
At the Bobble Wobble wedding had begun. At the Bobble Wobble wedding, they all danced all flaming night. Was here and there some singing, every now and then a fight. And waking as the sun got up, the bridegroom nearly cried. His honeymoon had started and he couldn't find his bride. Oh, the joy,
Oh, the joy,
oh, the fun.
oh, the fun.
Once the Bobble Wobble wedding had begun. Thank you. This is a very nice table just here. This is a nice, yeah.
There was a wild colonial boy, Jack Doolan was his name. Of poor but honest parents, he was born in Castlemaine. He was his father's only hope, his mother's pride and joy, and dearly did his parents love the wild colonial boy. One morning as Jack was riding the quiet bush along, listening to the kookaburras' pleasant song. He rode the Beechworth mail coach and cursed Judge McAvoy, for he'd scorned to live in slavery, bound down with iron chains. So roam along, me hearties, we're on the mountainside. Together we will plunder, together we will ride. We'll scour along the valleys and gallop o'er the plains, for we scorn to live in slavery, bound down with iron chains. He bade the judge good morning and told him to beware, for he'd never rob a hardy chap who acted on the square, but never to rob a mother of her son and only joy, or else you might turn outlaw like the wild colonial boy. One morning as Jack was riding the quiet bush along, listening to the kookaburras' pleasant laughing song, he spied three mounted troopers, Kelly Davis and Fitzroy, who swore that they would capture him, the wild colonial boy. Surrender now, Jack Doolan, for you say it's 3-1. Surrender in the King's high name, you daring highwayman. Jack took a pistol from his belt and waved at that boy, who trembled and gave up his gold to a wild colonial boy. He fired at Trooper Kelly and told him to beware. Then in turn from Davis he received a mortal wound. All shattered through the jaw he lay, still firing at Fitzroy. And that's the way they captured him, the wild colonial boy. So come along, me hearties, we'll roam the mountainside. Together we will plunder, together we will ride. We'll scour along the valleys and gallop o'er the plains, for we scorn to live in slavery, bound down with iron chains. Yes, we scorn to live in slavery, bound down with iron